is actually no moonlight in the Moonlight. It is not the Moonlight Sonata. Beethoven did not intend for it to become the Moonlight Sonata. A poet heard the sonata later on and said that it reminded him canoeing on the lake in the moonlight. So after that, everybody just nicknamed it Moonlight Sonata, and it became such a famous piece. So what is the Opus 27 number 2? What is this iconic work? The first movement of this piece is actually a funeral march. It is derived from one of Mozart's operas, Don Giovanni, when Don Giovanni was stabbed to death. It's a pretty dark murder scene, and you can hear the theme in the first movement of the sonata from the Don Giovanni's opera. So the first movement is meant to be played like a funeral march. The first movement of the sonata is actually the most difficult part to play. It is not the third movement. The third movement may sound very bombastic and fast, technically requires some clean fingers and all, but it's not that difficult. The first movement particularly is very hard, especially the interpretation of it. It is being argued that the first movement needs to be played without any sort of pedaling. I know, I cheat actually. I cheat at different parts in the first movement. I have to use some pedaling to be able to connect, especially on the 9th and some 10th. But if you can, it is meant to be played without any sort of pedaling. Connect, legato, all in your fingers. This entire sonata is actually a fantasia. It is a one movement work. So from the beginning to the end, it is a one movement work. One movement is gonna flow into another, particularly in the third movement. From the transitioning out of the second movement, boom, it just bursts with fire.